Welcome to Elevate Springfield, where we will dive into strategies and stories that help you rise to your full potential. Each episode, we'll talk about how you can take intentional steps to elevate your life and your business while making a meaningful impact on those around you. Along the way, we're going to bring in the change makers from our community that are already elevating. We'll bring the actionable strategies, you bring the discipline and follow through, and together we can elevate Springfield.
All right, let's go, Springfield. Time to 10x your day, 10x your life, 10x all of it. And that includes Springfield, y'all. You are listening to the Elevate Springfield podcast. Robert Ferriell here, certified 10x coach, speaker, and mentor, here to bring you actionable strategies. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together we're going to elevate Springfield. You are listening to your weekly battle plan here on Elevate Springfield, where every Sunday we're going to give you ways to control time, ways to create time, and some things that we encourage you add to that battle plan. We're going to get right to it after the break.
Looking for expert tree care with hometown integrity? Look no further than Sangamon Tree Service. They're your trusted local pros, delivering quality workmanship, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing every time. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, their team brings professionalism and care to every job, big or small. Call the name your neighbors trust, Sangamon Tree Service, or visit them today at sangamontreeservice.com. Sangamon Tree Service, rooted in quality, built on trust.
All right, and we are back for another edition of your weekly battle plan, brought to you by Sangamon Tree Service, your local tree experts. Hey, anything you need tree-wise, give Chad and his team a shout. They will take phenomenal care of you. Hey, you might have seen Jack Richards from Sangamon Tree Service and Chad as well on the podcast this past week. Hey, anything you need, give them a shout. They'll take care of you. So your weekly battle plan, another great week kicking off here in Springfield. What are you doing to make sure your week is a success? On your weekly battle plan, we're going to give you some ideas on what to put on that battle plan, but also ways to control and create time. Over the last couple of weeks, we've talked about creating that daily battle plan and how you can turn that into a weekly battle plan. Because if you don't create that plan, if you don't control that time, somebody else is going to do it for you. Last week, we talked specifically about controlling time. Today, we're going to recap that a little bit and talk a little bit more about creating time, because when you are 10X, when you have that 10X mindset, you know that we can control and create time. We are not simply time managers. So let's talk a little bit about that first. You know, you hear it all the time. People say, I don't have enough time. I'll do it when things slow down. I'm just simply too busy right now. It's one of the first things people say when something new comes up, or you ask about a project, or you want a partner. A lot of times it's too busy, can't do that, whatever, right? But everyone has that same 24 hours a day. We all know that. The difference isn't time, it's priority, urgency, and action. When people say they don't have enough time or they don't have time for this, what they're really saying is it's not important enough. They're distracted by something else, or maybe they're avoiding discomfort. Because when we think of time in 10X, we believe time scarcity is often self-created. We all have that same amount of time. It's how we utilize it. It's what matters. So we talked about last week about creating that time study. Did any of you do that this past week? How much time did you find that you were simply wasting with social media, TV, unplanned conversations, busy work that really produces no results? None of those things are accidental. It's a choice you're making. You're choosing to get distracted. You're choosing to do all those other things than the things that really matter and lead you to your goals and your targets. Because we know if something matters, You don't wait for time, you make time. We've all had times in our lives where, yeah, we were super busy. We had a lot of stuff going on, but something really important came up and we made time for it. We carved out and made enough time to get that done or to take care of that. Making time sometimes means you're doing it when you're tired, you're doing it when it's inconvenient, when other people are relaxing. Well, like yesterday on Saturdays, we have our Separation Saturday segment. We believe that that's the time to separate yourself from everyone else when everyone else is relaxing. You're still putting in them reps, right? So what happens when you have something come up that is really, really important? It creates urgency, right? It creates a very urgent situation, and you can create time through that urgency. When urgency is missing, time tends to get wasted. Deadlines create time, pressure creates time, commitments create time. Have you ever noticed how fast you move when you're just about to get a deal, or deadline is 3 hours away, or tonight, or like I said, something really important shows up. It's a crisis type of moment. How quickly you move. Suddenly you find hours you had no idea you had. So what we try to do is manufacture some of that urgency. So to do that, creating that urgency means setting tighter deadlines than maybe you think is necessary, acting before you feel ready. We've talked about that one before. You've heard that before. Don't wait to be ready. Just go. Get started. And then treating your goals like emergencies. All these things can create urgency, which creates time. When you are comfortable, many times time can get wasted. Urgency takes away some of that comfort and gets you going. Urgency multiplies time instead of killing time. Another thing you can do to create time is massive action. We've talked about the 4 phases of action, right? We've talked about that before, and we always want to live in that massive action. Why? Because massive action compresses time frames. Most people stretch goals over far too long, maybe over years. I'm going to build this slowly. I'm going to figure it out eventually, that type of thinking. But what if we flipped that? What if you set out to do in 1 year what you originally wanted to do in 5? When you take that massive action, you're going to learn faster, you're going to fail faster, you're going to adjust faster, and you're going to win faster. Small action drags out time. Drags that out slowly. Massive action collapses time. So instead of asking, how can I fit this into my schedule? Grant, GC, would say, how can I dominate this so time becomes irrelevant? When you go all in, take that massive action, time stops being the enemy and really starts working for you. So you've heard me talk before about in 10X. We are not a fan of balance, especially early on when you're grinding. I believe balance is often an excuse for average, an excuse for mediocrity. Creating time means obsessing over what matters and eliminating what doesn't. We've talked about that before, trimming those edges, right? Eliminating those things that aren't leading to your goals. That means you're going to probably say no more often. You're going to cut out those low-value activities, and you're going to focus intensely on what really matters. So it's about obsessing over what really matters and taking away everything else that doesn't. Another thing that creates time is money. Money buys time. When you increase your income, you can outsource, you can delegate, you can eliminate time-draining tasks by paying someone else to do them so you can do the things that produce more results. So making a concerted effort and having one of your goals and targets to be increasing income is another way for you to create time. People who lack time often lack clear goals, financial targets, and quite frankly, execution. So increase income so you can buy some of that time back. And with all of these, it all comes back to your purpose. If something's important to you, how important that is to you, your why, what you are doing day in and day out, why it's important, why it matters, the impact you're making on your community, the impact you're making on yourself, the impact you're making on your family. All of that, your purpose is what drives that discipline and that motivation and that obsession and that 10x action, all of it to allow you to control time. So make sure that purpose is strong enough so all those things fit into place. Because always remember, you don't get more time. We don't get it back. After it's gone, it's gone. We've all got the same amount each and every day. You need to decide what matters. You create the urgency. You take massive action, and you cut everything else out. Time isn't the problem. Comfort typically is. So next time you catch yourself even saying stuff like, I don't have time, try replacing it with this. This isn't important enough. This simply isn't a priority right now. And then do something about it. Because people who win and succeed don't find time, they create it. So let's create some time today, y'all. So hope that helps. We've talked about daily battle plans. We've talked about controlling time. We've talked about creating time. Talked about doing a time study. Make sure you are cutting out all those extra things that are wasting your time. Hopefully you've done that. If you haven't yet, do that this week. But here's some things you could focus on that you could add to that battle plan this week. Each and every day on that battle plan, I would highly recommend adding some form of personal and professional development. Each and every morning is part of my morning routine, which I would definitely recommend having a standard morning routine just to get yourself out on the right foot, get your mind right, get your body right for the day. But personal and professional development. The professional development side should be training in something in some part of your occupation, right? Increasing skills, learning something new about what you do. And then on the personal side, maybe it's goal setting, maybe it's spirituality, maybe it's religion, whatever, something personally that you can develop yourself every single day. So some personal and professional development added to that battle plan each and every day. Now, I know it's toward the beginning of the year still. We're only a couple of weeks into the year, about 2.5 weeks in. Now is the time where a lot of people are having those health goals too. And that's great. That's great. Make sure you are implementing health and wellness into your daily battle plan as well. Getting those workouts, getting that nutrition in. But here's the thing. We're 2.5 weeks into the new year. A lot of times when people have these health and wellness goals as part of their New Year's resolutions, now's about the time where they're starting to slack off on them already or downright quitting. So I would encourage you, put those on your battle plan. Have the discipline to keep up with them every single day, because that's the only way you're going to get those results that you're wanting. And then one more ask for this week. Hey, go out and support some local businesses. Add this to your battle plan. Go on your social media pages, search out all the different companies that you do business with here locally. Make sure you're liking their page. Make sure you're sharing out some things that they have going on. Let's support our friends and neighbors right here in Springfield and all the surrounding communities. So that's your assignment for the week, y'all. Support local businesses by doing that social media outreach. Start that personal and professional development as part of your daily battle plan. Add those health and wellness actions into your daily battle plan. And if you haven't done that time study yet, make sure you do that this week too, because that right there is going to be very informative on where you're wasting time right now, so you can focus on creating time. So events coming up here this week. Hey, you might recall last week we had Jeff Dillman and Sean Miller on the pod on Wednesday talking about an event they have coming up. It is this week, January 23rd on Friday. They have their chicken dinner. It is a collaborative event between AmVets and Family Service Center. It's over at 2349 Stockyard Road here in Springfield at the VFW. So check them out on Friday, January 23rd, 5:30 p.m. until it is all sold out. $14 for a chicken dinner. That's a 4-piece chicken dinner with mashed potatoes and green beans. So, hey, all those dollars get split between AMVETS and Family Service Center, two organizations here locally that are making a phenomenal impact. And also, on Wednesday morning, the Rise group from the Springfield Chamber has an event in the morning. That's their Rise and Shine events that they have. It's over at TPH Strategies. 7:30 to 8:45 a.m. A couple of the guys I'm on the board with at local First Springfield, they are highly involved in Rise. You might remember Nicholas Kalk and Nick Gentile. They both are highly involved in Rise. Go check that out. If you're a young professional out there, great organization, great group for you to be involved in. This could be a good way for you to check that out. 7:30 to 8:45, TPH Strategies over on Monroe. That's the Rise and Shine event. And speaking of local first, it's not this week, but it's going to be here before you know it. March 5th, we've got an event over at Crafted Stag in the evening. We're going to come out with more information on that here soon, but make sure you mark your calendars for March 5th over at Crafted Stag. All right, y'all. Well, y'all have your assignment. You got some items you can add to it with these events as well. Be right back after the break. Hey, Springfield, when it comes to reliable, high-quality roofing, you don't want to leave things to chance. That's why you should reach out to Acosta Angeli Roofing, your local roofing experts serving Springfield and surrounding communities. From quick, dependable repairs to full replacement, from residential to commercial, they are your trusted pros. Call them today at 217-993-2748 or visit their website to book your free quote and inspection. Don't wait. A little leak now could lead to major damage later. Trust the local experts, protect your home, and get peace of mind with Acosta Angeli Roofing. Well, thank you for joining us today, everybody. Appreciate you making us a part of your day. Hey, don't forget, while you're out on social, check ours out. You can check my personal one out at Robert Ferriell at everywhere. Check out those Elevate Springfield pages, those Big Dog Business Coaching pages as well. Check us out over on YouTube. Give us a subscribe, give us a like or a follow on any of those channels. We would certainly appreciate it. So hey, take what you learned today. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together, that's right, y'all, we're going to elevate Springfield. Be great.
When I first walked into Shudokan Karate Club, I was just looking for a way to get stronger, but what I found was so much more. Here we train in traditional karate, the real stuff, passed down through generations. Every punch, every kata has purpose. I've learned self-discipline, confidence, and how to protect myself. Not just in class, but in real life. It's not about being aggressive, it's about being prepared. This is more than a club, it's a way of life. Join us at Shudokan, traditional, powerful, real. Ki-ai!